Ihr saht den weisen Salomon, you saw the wise man Salomon, you know what he became, the man saw life and death so clear. Ihr saht den weisen Salomon, ihr wisst, was aus ihm wurde. Dem Mann war alles sonnenklar, er verfluchte die Stunde seiner Geburt und sah, dass alles eitel war. Wie groß und weiß war Salomon. And look, it was a nighttime yet, the consequence was evident, the wisdom brought it to her very end. Oh, envy those who do not know. Und der Haifisch, der hat Zähne und die trägt er im Gesicht. Und McKeith, der hat ein Messer und das Messer sieht man nicht. An einem schönen blauen Sonntag liegt ein toter Mann am Strand und ein Mensch geht um die Ecke, den man Mackie Messer nennt. For there are those in the darkness, and there are those in the light. One can see those in the bright light, but not those in the night. Und man sieht die im Lichte, die im Dunkeln sieht man nicht.
Thank you. Good evening. I hope you have a wonderful celebration tonight, and thank you for having me. This year is the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. 5 years ago, at the 70th anniversary, I created a program that is called Songs for Eternity, uniquely dedicated to the Holocaust, to the songs written by the Jewish prisoners in the ghettos and concentration camps, the most important program to me. And it finishes and closes the cycle of a mission that I started more than 4 decades ago, to revive and to honor the songs of the Jewish composers from the time of Weimar, the music that was later on denounced by the Nazis as degenerate music, the composers that were thrown out of the country, tortured, humiliated, or killed. My story started in the early 80s. It was 1983. I moved to Berlin from Vienna, where I had studied. It was the Berlin of the Cold War. Thank God it was West Berlin, a little scarred island in the middle of the East Bloc. There was a wall around us and only 2 train lines connecting us to West Germany. Every morning I was riding my bicycle along the wall to get to the theater. There I studied, internalized, performed and recorded the music of Kurt Weill, Micha Spurliansky, Bertolt Brecht, Friedrich Holländer, and other composers of the Weimar time. This time marked me. It defined my humanity, my artistic identity, and me as a German, as a troubled post-war and Cold War German. Now, last year it was the 30th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. I was there on that day, on the 9th of November 1989 in Berlin, and I remember that day like it was yesterday, a most overwhelming event in my life and in history. Yet, after 30 years, the wounds of the separation between East and West are still not healed. As a matter of fact, they're bleeding more than ever. And the recent attacks on the immigrants that are living in Germany and the recent anti-Semitic attacks in Dresden and Frankfurt are telling us the story of these wounds bleeding more than ever. I moved to New York about 25 years ago and I stayed in New York. I wanted to get away from Europe somehow. I was bothered by the little nationalistic hostilities between the countries. It is worse nowadays, but it was bad at the time. Like the French didn't like the British didn't like the French, the Portuguese hated the Spanish, even worse the other way around, and nobody liked the Germans at the time, and the Germans didn't like me, because I was asking rather uncomfortable, provocative questions about the past. Also, they couldn't control me as my career started all over the place in Europe and not just in Germany. I stayed in New York, and I am ever since definitely a resident alien immigrant. On a good day, I'm home everywhere. On a bad day, I'm home nowhere. Now, next month, I will go back to Germany. I'm invited for the commemoration of Bergen-Belsen with my friend Orly Bagel, a Mexican, Israeli, good friend of mine since many years. Her mother had survived Bergen-Belsen and was one of the first youngsters to be put on the train from Farsleben to go to Israel. Now, Orly Bagel gave me a book 15 years ago, a collection of songs written during the Holocaust. And she said to me, Ute, one day you have to sing this for me. Now, after the liberation of Auschwitz, the survivors had to face another unbearable reality. They had lost all their family members and their friends and their home. They had nowhere to go and no one to talk to. The world didn't want to hear their stories of pain and darkness and death. The world wanted to move on, so they were left alone with their memories, their nightmares, and their guilt, even having survived. Szmarka Kazaginski survived the Holocaust as a partisan in the woods of Lithuania. He had escaped the ghetto in Vilnius. In 1946, he arrived in New York, and his mission was to gather the stories and the songs. He had taken a boat across the Atlantic and listened to the stories of the survivors and the songs that they remembered. He put them together and started his first edition of the book, Songs Never Silenced. These are songs sung in the long lines waiting for a watery cup of soup. Sung in the long lines walking into the gas chambers. Songs to be sung to the children at night, songs of consolation. Songs of joy, some of them, and hope. Songs that celebrate life and love and beauty and faith. Songs that witness the horrors in the camps and ghettos, but also songs of rebellion, even if rebellion consisted only of hope, as this was the only rebellion that was permitted and not to be controlled. Songs for eternity. We describe the year 1942. The Jewish people were driven out of the cities into the ghettos and then into the camps, long lines of people walking and walking. Rikle Glitzer writes a poem about this. She's asking, where are we going? Why are we walking? When will this walking end? She writes the poem and puts it to the music of Yablokov. She says, look behind us in the dirt, hats, books, tears, memories, photographs, faith, our future, our people. Look at us. If you would tell the story to a stone, the stone would cry. But look at us. The earth has swallowed us up forever, and yet, look up, it is a beautiful summer day.
Es ist gewesen ein Sommertag, wie ständig Sommerschein, und die Natur hat dann gehabt in sich so viel Kein. Es haben Vögel gesungen, freilich sich herumgesprungen, in Ghetto hat man uns geheißen gehen. Auch stellt sich vor, was ist von uns geworden. Verstanden haben wir, es ist alles verloren. Es hat nicht geholfen, unser Beten, er soll ihm mit uns retten. Verlassen haben wir doch unser Heim. Gezeugen hat sich lang der Weg, es ist schwer gewesen zu gehen. Mir durch das gucken die auf uns, zerweint wo sicher stehen. Gegangen seien schönen Kinder wie von der Rakete der Menschensblut geflossen in die Gas. Wir seien alle mir Versperrte, Verpeinigte von Leben obgenarrte. Verona taten und am Mann, selten wäre es zusammen. Der Säuner hat ergerecht sein greusen Ziel. Gewesen waren wir zu viel, befeulen hat der Haar, zu bringen jeden von rum und schießen auf Ponar. Pust seinen geworden Stieber, Ober voll der Farbe Grieber, der Säuner hat gerecht sein greusen Ziel. Und auf Ponar, jetzt seht man auf die Wege, mit Sachenhüteln durchgenetzt von Regen, durch seinen Sachen von Carbones, von die heiligen Nischummes, die Erde hat sich auf ewig zugedeckt. Ja, ja, na, na, ja, na, na, ja, ja, da, da, da. Ya da 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 da, ya da ya da da da, ya da ya da da, ya da da da, ya da da da, na 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 na. Die Erde hat sich auf ewig zugedeckt. Und jetzt ist wieder sonnig schön, schmeckt prachtvoll als herum. Und wir seien Verpeinigte und leiden alle stumm, abgeschnitten von der Welt, mit euren Mäuern verstellt. Ein Strahl von Hoffnung, der weckt sich kalt. Merci.
One more song from this selection, this incredible selection of songs and the stories around them. In 1943, the Jewish Council in the ghetto of Vilnius put out a musical contest. A young boy, he was 11 years old, his name was Alexander Wolkowicki, wrote a beautiful melody to the words of Szmerke Kazaginski. It was a song of rebellion, but really it was a song of hope. The rebellion was secret, and so it said, be quiet, don't let the enemy know that we are hopeful, that we can see a light at the end of this tunnel. Don't let them know anything about it. Don't smile, little child. It could give away our secret. The graves are growing into the sky, but yet we know that one day we will be able to live and to see the light. Be quiet, stiller, stiller. The young boy, Alexander Wolkowicki, survived. He moved to Israel. And recently, just a few months ago, he died in Israel under the name of Alexander Tamir.
Stiller, stiller, lo mir schweigen, quor im wachsen do. Sabensee verpflanzt die Sonne im grünen See zum Blau. Es wären Wegen zu Bonach zu, es wird kein Weg zurück. Ist der Tag der Wu verschwunden und mit ihm das Glück. Stiller Kind, meins weh nicht, als Hälfte nicht kein Gewehen. Unser Unglück wollen schon im Sein, wie nicht verstehen. Soben breg es euch die Jammen, sobens fies es euch jetzt zusammen. Nur zu unser Pein, kein bisschen Schein, kein bisschen Schein. Frühling auf'n Land gekommen und uns Herbst gebracht. Ist der Tag ein voll mit Blumen und sieht nur die Nacht. Goldig schön der Herbst aufstammen, blüht in uns der Zar. Bleibt verjoss im Wurm, armes Kind, geht auf Bonach. Wie die Filie geschmiedet hat euch gejocht in Pein. Tien Grieß euch durch Liede, hitzt die nimmer rein. Es wird der heucher Wut zu ruhen, von die finster leuchten Sonnen. Reiter, komm geschwind, ich ruf dein Kind, ich ruf dein Kind. Stiller, stiller Quellen quallen uns in Herz herum. Bis der Teuer wird nicht fallen, sein mir Mutzen stumm. Freilich, Kind, es ist ein Schmeichel, it's für uns Verrat. Denn den Frühling soll der Sonne wie ein Herbsterblatt. Soll der quasi ruhig fließen, stiller sein und hoch. Mit der Freiheit kommt der zarte Schlaf, sie Kind, mein Schlaf, wie die Filie befreit, Seite, wie die Bäume grün beneite, leucht bald Freiheitslicht auf dein Gesicht, auf dein Gesicht. La 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 la, la la ya la la, ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la, 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 ya la ya la la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vana Gierig on the piano. Thank you, Rabbi Shmuley. Thank you.
Thank you for everything you do, Ute, for the memory of the 6 million. We are truly grateful with your beautiful voice and your extraordinary talent. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Ute.